have a little dog, you've probably seen a lot of advice on how to teach a bigger dog to heel, and when you do it on your little dog, it looks something like this. Baron! Baron! And you have to keep bending over like that, and I hate it. So we're going to talk about how to teach a smaller dog to heel without breaking your back in the progress. Especially because I have a friend with a small dog who has a bad back. It's not an option. So now that I'm mad about it, we can get started. So first off, we have to think of what a heel is. It's a dog being on your side and staying there while you walk. But the mistake people make is they think, okay, I'm gonna start by walking. That's not actually where you start, especially with a little dog. So I'm gonna bring Baron over and I'm gonna sit down, and we're just gonna teach him to stand by my side. Now what I'm gonna start to do is set the treats on the ground. And you can implement a clicker. I don't personally when I'm heeling. It's just a personal opinion, but you can if you want to. Then I'm gonna stand, or start to, just a little bit, and oh, he moved. So you can see as soon as there's motion, he's moving. So one thing you can even do is you can put them in a sit. Good. And they're more likely, oh, you naughty boy, you broke. He thinks that the cue for break sit is getting a treat. Ah! Use smaller treats than I'm using. So we're gonna see if we can stand up and give him a treat. That's my bad, babes. Okay, so once you're at this position, Baron, you wanna be careful that it's right by your side. You're gonna do several repetitions of that, and then you're gonna show them the treat. Baron, Baron. Good boy. Oh, no sir. Now you're gonna see because the treat is high up, the dog is jumping. That's why I'm dropping the treat, because I want the dog to know the treat is gonna come from below you. That way when they see the treat up high, they're staying on the ground because the treat is coming from below. And you can tap with your foot to let them know where it's at. Another thing I wanna mention is that you can literally get a long stick, like a painter's stick or something smooth, put peanut butter at the end and use that. Just hold it down and the dog can lick it. You can, sorry, there was a fly on my leg. You can have them lick it, lift it, and do that for each step. Now that, come on Baron, you're here, you wanna see if you can get the dog to follow a lure around, so like this. Yes, because you want to be able to reset your dog. So it's sort of like a spin, come back, and then come forward. And then you're gonna start going higher above his head. I'm moving really fast, so I'm not sure if he's gonna listen. You would wanna spend a lot more time on this, but Baron's smart, so anytime he jumps, I'm just gonna reset him. You don't have to like push them down, I'm just, no pause. So as you can see, it's too soon. So don't push your dog. We can just go back and forward and give a treat. That way, eventually, when you're high up like this, if your dog starts to go ahead, you can call them back with their name. So I would say, Baron, come back and forward. Yes. Oh, man, I said yes just as he jumped. I thought I got him. That's okay. That's why you don't want to push your dog faster, but I'm not going to spend 20 minutes making this full-length video. So I feel like that would get boring for everybody. So once you have their attention, you can start to Baron. Walk. Oh, nope. Walk back. Now the reason I'm walking back is because I know that he's not likely to jump if he's walking towards me. He jumps anytime he's at my side. So I'm gonna get him, Baron, show him the treat, turn, yes, good boy, before he has the opportunity to jump. Baron. And you can use their name like that. Baron, good boy. Now, if your dog isn't paying attention to the food, they are just sniffing around, you need to do two things. One, we talk about treat value here, so we have bronze, silver, gold treats. Silver is just a basic dog treat, that's what I'm using with Baron. So you can up to a gold treat, which varies depending on dogs. For him, it would probably be like turkey or something. He really likes meat. So I could get that. And another thing you can do is you can start inside. You can see he's sniffing around right now because, well, actually there was a treat in the grass. But there's a lot of smells too. So you can start in a familiar environment inside. But the one thing I want you to take away from this is not to rush your dog. So With him, realistically, what I'm gonna have to do, because he doesn't know a heel, is I might have to spend a couple of days literally just sitting on the ground with him. And then I can get a chair and I can, oh, there's a dog. Good boy, no barking. Good boy, Baron. Good boy. Sorry, there's a dog back there and he likes to bark. So you can get a chair and you can be just slightly higher like this, and then you can lure them back, Baron, and forth, so that your hand is still at the right level, but you're getting progressively higher, rather than just going from sitting on the ground to standing up. Another thing I want to mention is you can use a target stick. So a target, pretend my arm is a stick, is like this. Touch. Good boy. That was the worst target he's ever done. He just wandered over. But essentially it's when you put out your hand or a stick and they touch the end of it. So you can use a target stick that they have to touch to get a treat right after. So you can do that, or you can use leash pressure. So with little dogs especially, you want to use a harness, because one, when you pull back on a little dog, it'll pull up slightly, and you can accidentally pull too hard, and with little dogs, that can just put too much pressure on their little throats. So use a harness for this. I know some dog trainers are anti-harness. I disagree if you're using them properly. But, so you can teach a dog something like this. You pull slightly so that they feel just a little bit of pressure on their harness, and then when they come to you, you can even call their name to cheat a little bit at first. When they start to come to you, then you say, yes! And you give a reward for them giving in to the pressure. That way, eventually they learn when they hit the end of their leash and they feel that pressure, they're like, oh, I know what that means. That means I'm supposed to come back and reset. So those are the 4 methods I would use to teach a dog to, or a little dog specifically, to heel.